Well, we have a little change in the lineup, but we have something amazing with Rex Wong, who is now going to come on stage and talk about how AI is going to be incorporated into the healthcare space. You want to introduce him? Have you got any little bit of info on him there?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I found one of the things interesting about looking at your history, Rex, and maybe I don't know, I'm going to ask you this question if you don't answer it in your presentation, but you were one of the founding investors of Applied Semantics, which was acquired by Google that actually developed their AdSense technology. That sounds fascinating to me, because as we all know, that AdSense is literally what made Google like the powerhouse that it became. So you've obviously been deeply involved as a pioneer in that tech space. So he's a serial entrepreneur, founder of Famecast Media, and he is talking about something that I know is very much popular right now in the medical space, is this idea of AI digital twins. So I'm not going to steal your thunder, Rex. I may have some questions for you afterwards, but maybe you can come on up and tell us a little bit about what you're developing at Hollo AI around these digital twins. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give Rex a round of applause. Here he comes.
How's everyone doing? Okay, so I was supposed to speak later, so it's kind of like thrown on. So I'm kind of like a deer in headlights right now. But basically, Hollo, we've created a company called Hollo, which is a company that essentially allows you to create, claim, and monetize your AI identity. And so how many here wish they could clone themselves? Come on. I think usually about half the room says, oh, yeah, I wish I could clone myself. Well, now you can. How many people have seen the movie Her? Her, yeah? Okay. So what I'm trying to say is we are there now. And so that's what Hollo does. It creates a twin of you, and it's a legal twin, so you basically verify yourself, and you can buy a phone number. But let me show you, and I'm going to run this for medical, right? Do we have sound?
No one can clone or steal your identity, and you retain full control over your AI twin's rights and usage. For your patients, this means trusted, personalized healthcare around the clock. For you, it's a revolutionary way to manage your practice, expanding your reach and accessibility. Hollo AI bridges technology and compassionate care, amplifying your impact without replacing your irreplaceable human touch. Welcome to Hollo AI, where you're always available to your patients, ethically and securely, even when you're off duty.
So Hollo is actually, you can create twins in different categories. Obviously, this is a medtech conference, so we're going to show what we're doing in the healthcare side. We've been working with a bunch of doctors. We actually are working with a network of 25,000 doctors where they're actually creating clones of themselves that can be done and created to do virtual consultations. But not only that, let me see here. I'm going to run. Just going to jump, okay, there. So it can be for patient sales funnels where essentially people are visiting the site. Let's say they're visiting a bunch of websites, and this one website with a doctor pops up with the virtual doctor, and you can actually talk to him, and he can give you an initial consult. You can ask him what your health problem is, and then he'll kind of diagnose it and then set up an appointment to see him. He's not going to diagnose any deep health issues, but he's going to actually get you, and you can kind of interview him, figure out his bedside manner, and then he can talk, about what your health issue is. And then once you come in, another twin can actually intake you, onboard you, get your insurance information, get all your different vitals. We have a kiosk that we're working with a partner that essentially could check you in, take your vitals through actually a camera that actually reads and takes 6 vital signs like your heart rate and blood pressure, oximeter readings. And then after that, it can do your intake for your insurance, and then it can go out and call insurance company to figure out if we can get you covered on a claim, if there's some special thing that it has to get.
Just hold it close to your mouth.
And it can also be used for like transcription. So like doctors right now use services for transcription. Well, it can do the transcription of a visit and give you a summary of that. Another thing that we found in the healthcare space was that 1 in 5 patients don't show up for their appointments, right? And so the system can actually call, and it could be in the voice of the doctor, and they could call the patient and say, hey, Mrs. Whoever, are you going to come tomorrow? I hear you have this problem. And, you know, are you coming? Make sure you're coming. And in our limited tests we've done so far, we've seen that we can cut the no-show rate by 50%, which if that cuts your no-show from 20% of your time to 10% of your time, and you make $500,000 as a doctor a year, that's $50,000 more in the doctor's pocket, right? And then after, post-patient support, right? So these are all the different places that this can apply. And of course, I'm just going to show it off because, you know, I can talk about this in Deckware, but it's probably just better to show you. And in this first example, I'm actually going to use, because we also do this for creators and other spaces, so I'm going to use DJ Khaled right now just because you have to hear the personality, and that's part of the tech in the engine.
Boy, DJ Khaled, how can I bless up your day?
Hey, DJ, I'm hanging out here at the MedTech conference in Newport. Hey, say hi to the crowd.
The mic to you.
Yo, what's good, MedTech fam? DJ Khaled in the digital house. Let me tell you, this conference is another one for the books. We got the best minds in medicine and tech coming together like a sick collab track. It's like blockchain meets stethoscopes, you feel me? To all you innovators out there, remember, they don't want you to revolutionize healthcare. So what we're going to do, we're going to revolutionize healthcare, major key. And hey, don't forget to check out my new NFT collection, Stethoscope Bling, dropping soon in the metaverse. It's going to be sicker than any virus you've ever seen. Bless up to all the doctors, engineers, and visionaries in the building. You're all on the pathway to more success. Let's get this medical bread. We the best medicine.
Hey, speak Spanish?
Hold the mic to your mouth when you ask it something so we know.
Yo, check it out. DJ Khaled's got mad love for all languages, you feel me? But Spanish, ay Dios mío, I'm not exactly Pitbull with the Espanol, if you know what I'm saying. But let me bless you with what I got. Otro uno. That's another one for all my non-Spanish speaking fans out there. And of course, nosotros los mejores, we the best, baby. Now, if you want me to drop a whole verse in Spanish, we might need to call in J-Lo or Shakira for an assist. That'd be a major key collaboration right there. But remember, in any language, we're all about success, positivity, and making them servers overheat in the metaverse. Dale.
Okay. So, as you can see, that was a call. I wasn't trained. He didn't know I was coming to a MedTech conference. I'm not actually now going to throw up a doctor who we're working with. So this is a doctor in Bakersfield.
Hi, this is Dr. Mensing. How can I help you?
Hey, doctor, I have a splitting headache. Is there anything you think I should do or should take?
I see. A splitting headache can be quite bothersome. Have you tried taking Rejuvenation Science's Curcumin Supreme yet? It has...
Oh, keep going.
Sure. It has a powerful anti-inflammatory property that can help reduce headache-causing inflammation. If you're open to conventional medicines, I would recommend taking ibuprofen or acetaminophen. Also, make sure to drink plenty of fluids and try to rest in a quiet, dark room. And of course, avoid any headache triggers such as alcohol, caffeine, or stress.
Okay, so essentially, you could book an appointment with him, set up a thing. So we're doing trials with a bunch of doctors now. We're also working with an app that has, they have 25,000 doctors, and they have Dr. Oz, and they're doing more like a doctors.com, where essentially you're looking for a doctor, you get Dr. Oz, he's going to give you a general, oh, you have a heart condition, so oh, maybe you should talk to a cardiologist. I see you're in Newport Beach. Here's 3 cardiologists in our network. Would you like to talk to them, right? And then essentially it hooks you up, and you can actually interview all 3 doctors, see if those are the doctors you want, and if that you pick a doctor, then it will basically set up an appointment in the system, right? So that's an application that you can use, right? And so we're using this in different ways. And by the way, not just in medical. Like we're doing one where it's selling life insurance. And the first month that we put it out, last month, we made $50,000 in commissions just on selling life insurance, right? And we're working with, we have a joint venture of an insurance agency that has 3,500 agents. They have licenses in every state, which you need to sell insurance. And a final agent has to go and sell the insurance. So what the AI does is it basically goes through and does sales conversion, the funnel, et cetera, and then it passes it off to an insurance agent to close the deal. But what we've seen in that, average sale is about $1,200 of commission, which is about $100 a month policy. And the usual customer acquisition cost traditionally with humans is about $600. And right now we're at around $250, and we believe we can get that down to $100. So basically what I'm saying is spending $100 to make $1,200, I think we're going to do that all day long, right? And so that's where it addresses. And if you can hear the AI, you can kind of tell it has personality. There's a response rate. It actually can small talk you. It has empathy. And if you kind of look at that from human applications, right? Let's just go back to medical, right? First, is cost, right? Like right now, you have a lot of nurses. By the way, my wife is a nurse, so but nurse, where essentially they're doing a lot of admin work, like trying to get insurance and other things, right? And in terms of that, it costs you $50 an hour, right? And we can dramatically cut that cost down where it's only 20% of that, 10% of that, right? And those are really one of the places where it can apply to human capital. And it never has a bad day, never has a day off, 24/7.
So are you here with an ask or a slide you're going to talk about a raise or anything like that? Want to get into that? Time you have left? What are you looking for, I guess? Just looking for customers, partners,
Yeah, I think here we're looking more for
investors?
customers because I'm actually glad to say that we're just finishing our Series A for this. We've just raised about $20 million. So we're not actually looking for money because actually it hasn't been hard because obviously AI is a hot market, but I think we've created a pretty cool application in AI, which is the idea of using AI to personalize and make your life easier in terms of where you're going, right?
So could you just tell us, you used the example for all of us of DJ Khaled. Tell us just, I know that's outside of the doctor space, but just curious, like how does that, as your celebrity, let's say, or your personality, is it something where you're commodifying that for them and then sharing in like a rev share? How do they train that model? Like how do you train the AI model with the personality?
Yep.
So I guess it's a 2-part question. The first part, how do you train that model to have the personality of the individual? And that could apply to everybody. So maybe answer that first. How do you do that?
Yep. So essentially we have an app. I'm going to just jump to that. Let's see if it's here. And sorry, I got thrown up here like last minute, so I kind of... Okay, so basically you take a selfie, you enter your name, and you record yourself, and in 20 seconds, and if any of you doubt that that's possible, come out and we'll do one right now, right? And essentially out pops a twin, which has a talking avatar. You can buy a phone number after that, right? So you can get your call bot and your chat bot, right? And it will talk like you, look like you, sound like you, act like you. But by the way, it talks in 29 languages.
So how does it talk? How does it know what your like intellectual way of communication is? Because in the 20 seconds to 30 seconds you're recording your voice, you're also telling us about yourself. And actually, believe it or not, just in that 30 seconds, because it's also picking up your inflection and how you talk and everything, it's already picked up a lot of your personality. Now, you can add training to it. So what we also do when you do it is it actually creates a link in bio page, which is like a link tree style page. The difference being it talks.
your avatar can talk and greet people. And because it's linked to your social media, we can learn from your social media.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is
Right.
it scraping the internet to pull a data set
you'll
on the
opt in
individual?
if you wanted to do that. And then in the back end, you can essentially, if you wrote a book, you can upload a book. You wrote a white paper, upload all your white papers. It also has this type of system where it can basically interview you, and as well as kind of be your BFF. It's like, we call it chat buddy. It just talks to you and says, hey, how's your day? What are you doing right now? How's your day?
So you can actually now talk to yourself for real, basically, is what you're saying.
Correct.
If you wanted to.
Yes.
So if you really want to, if
And
you've
by the
always
way-
wanted to have a long conversation with yourself, here you go, ladies and,
and by the way,
gentlemen.
the
You
chat
can set
buddy
it up.
usually is not in your voice. It's in
Right.
It's in our natural voice, but you can pick the person. But the idea is that as you're conversing, you're talking, it's learning more about you. Plus, if you make it, for example, you can make it an email assistant, and it can basically help you summarize, read your emails, and give you summarization of your emails, your socials. And as you open all those up, it's kind of learning, like, well, what emails do you get, and how do you respond to it?
Right.
What calls come in?
I mean, this is fascinating. I'm sure all of us, there's a lot going on in AI. I guess I'm going to ask one last question and then see if we have one or two in the room. How do you deal with the idea of now, your AI twin is now sort of this extension of you? Let's say I now give that up to you or to Hollo AI, or like the DJs do it, or these doctors do it. What's the reason they would want to do that? Like, are they being compensated?
Yep.
Is it a rev share model?
So our
What's the
premise
business
is
model there?
first ethical AI. So it's your sovereign identity, right? And you should own it and you should control it, right? We're just a platform to help you host it. You can always delete it. But as a hosting platform, the first thing that we do is we KYC you, a bank level KYC. So 2 forms of ID, and then on camera you have to consent, right? So now we know that's you, right? And we know that voice is you. We know that the picture is you. We compare it to the ID, and we say, hey, that's you. So now you can deploy your AI, right? So this prevents, especially if we're talking about the realm of celebrities and famous people, like the Scarlett Johansson thing, right? We've got the solution for that. In fact, we're talking to SAG right now because we can solve that problem that was the actor strike, right? Secondly, once you've created the twin, there's a marketplace where you can license it to other people, and we give you an API view which you could license in. You could build it into your website, your apps, or other people could approach you, right? And they could also approach you to license it for film, TV, video, games, animations, metaverse, all types of kiosks. So these are all types of applications. And so the idea is now your AI twin is making money for you while you sleep.
Right.
Right.
And that's a rev share model that it's a certain percentage that goes back to the owner of the identity, basically.
Yeah. So it's actually yours. We get our little VIG on you
that.
doing it, but it's yours.
So if I go and promote, like I go and create a system, let's say I'm an influencer, I have an audience, and I figure out ways to use this AI to commodify that, you're taking a percentage off of what I'm producing, basically.
Correct, if you license it. But
license.
Other models are, when it creates this page, it actually can have ads on it. And as a creator, you can go to your fans and say, hey, talk to my AI twin. And they come in, and we make enough where we can share ad revenue with you.
Okay.
So that's for creators.
So there's a lot of different. It sounds like okay. If anybody wants, maybe we need. Do you have a booth here that people
Yeah.
can follow up with you?
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
So I think there's a lot here. So I don't know if we have time to go into all of it now.
Yeah.
Does anybody have one like burning question for Rex before we move on? Is everyone good? So I would go check this out. I mean, this is a gentleman who was part of developing some of the technology that sounds like that's been really, really prolific in the internet. And we all know, if you just, sounds like you raised that $20 million relatively easy in this environment, which is very difficult right now as anybody's trying to raise money, as you know, but that's because you have a hot product here. So,
That works.
Yeah.
And it's not deckware. Right?
Yeah.
And like I said, come to our booth. If you want to try it, we can create a twin of you. And you'll be pretty amazed that you can do that in like a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's absolutely fascinating, Rex. Thank you for your time. That was excellent. All right. Give Rex a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.